on our mats. Legs outstretched in front, got the ball. So today we will work on breathing a bit for those lungs. We'll work on our neck and our upper back and our hips. So sitting here, look down at your feet, make sure they're vertical. Roll those shoulders up to your ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to your ears, round and back. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, put the hand on the floor, pull that chest forward and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Have those eyes horizontal, so focus on pulling the shoulder blades together and pulling them back and down. And then wonder what your legs are doing. So push your heels in the ground and push forward onto the front bottoms or pull forward. So if you point your toes a bit with your heels on the ground, it'll pull you into your seat bones. And then pull the knees down, bring those toes up to the sky. Squeeze those shoulder blades, make sure they're up and they're pulling back and down. And then pull that chin forward and pull it down into the chest. So now we're stretching the lactic acid in those neck muscles from having them holding, just taking them to the length. And now we're going to take the chin up to the sky and stretch out those muscles that pull our head forward. Push that chin up, lift that chest, and then bring those eyes down towards the floor again, putting that chin down, keeping those shoulders together. And then bringing those eyes up, chin up, and then bring those eyes to horizontal. Turn that head to the right, pushing the chin over the right shoulder. So keep your nose above your chin, don't let your face twist. And then bring your eyes to the front and take your chin the other way over that left shoulder, keeping those shoulder blades together. Pulling those shoulder blades back, pulling them down, bring those eyes back to the front. Take those hands off the floor and feel those seat bones sinking heavily into the ground. Rest those hands on your legs and lift your head up into the sky. Pushing those seat bones down, head up, chest up, shoulder blades back and down. So let's make sure we've got the center of our upper arm is back behind our spine, behind the center line of our side. It's down. We have a nice big L shape of our neck. Bring those hands, keeping those hands on the floor here, lifting yourself up. Now we're going to lean the tummy button towards the thighs, letting our knees come up and pulling onto that front bottom. So we're closing down that hip joint like we're hugging our knees on the floor. Chest up, chin up, straighten that back, lifting that chest, squeezing those shoulder blades. And then hands on those shins. And now let that back go and round. Reach towards those feet, push the top of the head towards the toes. So we lengthen through that neck, lengthen through that back. Lift yourself up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round the back. Roll them up to the ears, round and back. Put the hands on the floor behind. Lift the chest. Push the seat bones in the floor. Push the right knee down. Push the left knee down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring that right hand round onto the left knee. Left hand behind. Lift and turn. So we're staying vertical. Pulling that chin over the shoulder, over that left shoulder. And then come round to the front. Switch hands. Lift the chest. Pull the back shoulder back. Pull the left shoulder back. Bring that chin to the left, to the right, sorry. And then back round to the front. Bring those arms up in front of you. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lower from the lower back. Pushing that pelvis down to flat. Slowly down to the floor. All the way down. Bring those arms vertical, bring them all the way overhead. Big breath in, reach and stretch. Let those shoulders come all the way up to the ears, lengthening the body. Pull those shoulders down towards the waist, bring those arms all the way up to the sky, hold them there. Take the backs of the hands to the floor, open those arms apart, squeeze those shoulder blades together, push the back of the head into the ground, breathing in. Breathing out, bring those arms up to the sky, flattening that back. Opening those hands apart, pushing the back of the head in the floor, pushing the bum in the floor. Squeeze those hands together, lifting, pushing that back into the ground, pushing the back of the head into the ground. Bring those hands apart, pushing the back of the head in the floor, back of the hands in the floor. And then lifting those hands up, breathing in. On the out breath, roll yourself up to sitting. Lifting yourself up nice and tall. Good, so don't roll forward, staying vertical. So you can rock on the right seat bone, rock on the left. So we give ourselves space into our seat bones. And then reaching forward and then lifting that chest and pulling those knees down. And then gliding forward, let those knees lift up a little bit. And then sitting back up nice and vertical. And then bringing those arms all the way up into the sky. Bring them all the way out wide, put them on the floor behind you. Push that chest and just see how vertical you, or how far off vertical you were. Pushing yourself up. And then rest those hands, release those hands off the floor. Bring them back, rest them on your legs. Roll those shoulders. And then let's grab the ball in. Pop the ball onto the floor behind you, and we're going to lower ourselves down. So give yourself space, bend those knees up, put those feet flat. Lower yourself down onto your elbows. And put that ball on the bra strap area to start with. And take the head into the hands. And then rest that head on the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring those arms away from your head and let your arms rest in a sort of pitchfork position, but on the back. Back to the hands. Okay, so we're imagining we are like a tent, a teepee. And the ball is pushing the middle of the tent up towards the ceiling. And the elbows are resting down on the floor, shoulders away from the ears. Head is lengthened from the tailbone. Push the tailbone in the floor. Push the back of the head in the floor. Lift that chest. Breathing in. Rocking a bit, rolling a little bit towards the right side. So the ball comes under that left shoulder. And then roll a little bit over towards the left side. So the ball comes more under that right shoulder. Roll a little bit towards the right side, so the ball comes under the left, so that we're getting that sideways curve. Roll a little bit to the left, so the ball comes under the right shoulder. Okay, one more each side. So your buttock will lift up a little bit, your neck will turn a little bit. And now go over to the right side. And then back to the center. And then breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Push the back into the ball. Take those arms out straight. Release the bum on the floor. Push the head in the ground. Now push the back into the ball. Take the bottom off the floor. Bring those hands up together above the chest. Breathe in. Take the hands apart. Rest the bum down. Stretch. Push that, push down onto the ball, lift the bum up, bring those hands up into the sky. And then take the hands apart, release the bum, stretching, pushing the back of the head into the floor. Okay, holding onto your clothes, just wiggle yourself up so that ball comes up towards the neck more. Take your hands back towards the base of the skull. And just take hold of it, just keep it loose, and then lift your bum off the floor and drag your body over the ball down towards those bottom ribs. This doesn't really roll, you've got to kind of drag yourself. And then drag yourself back up, your clothes will get caught up. This is where the roller is better because it doesn't get caught. Rocking to the right side, let the ball under the left shoulder. Rocking to the left side, let the ball under the right shoulder. Come back so that it's in that bra strap area. Make sure you're not tangled up with your clothes. Pushing the back of the head in the ground, arms in that pitchfork position. Take those arms out like a scarecrow, reach those fingers away from each other. Take those legs out straight, reach them away from the top of the head, pushing the back of the head into the floor. And then bringing those arms up to the sky, rolling yourself up. So the ball helps you to come. Actually, Mum, see if you can do it without the rope. So use the ball to lift yourself up, and then you can peel yourself all the way up into sitting. No, not quite. Okay, so you should be able to push your back down on the floor underneath the ball. Okay, sit yourself up nice and tall. Move the ball a little, or actually leave the ball where it is, and turn yourself onto your side. So sit sideways. So I'm sitting facing you, my right side is closest to the floor. Come down onto my right elbow, have the ball under my right bra strap area, rest my head on my elbow, and I'm going to swivel my side forwards and backwards. Swivel forwards and backwards. So mine's below my armpit. It doesn't matter where you start, we're going to do the foot whole length. So if I take my head down, I get more curve over this ball. So I'm going to go take the ball upwards into the armpit. So there's a bit of a drag. And then I'm going to push down and take that ball down towards those bottom ribs. So I'm kind of mobilizing those ribs, mobilizing. I'm not really acupuncturing or pressure pointing because the ball's too soft, but I'm bending and mobilizing those ribs. So moving forwards and backwards. Take that ball up towards the armpit again. Through that armpit, and then bring it down just in that bra strap area. And then see if you can swivel. So I'm going to turn to face to the sky, rest my head on the floor. So I'm rolling over the ball, opening my chest, so I'm on my back. I have to crab my bottom across the floor. I'll come down on the left side of that left leg, and then I come over onto my left side. Oh, there's a beautiful butterfly in here. I'm onto that left side, rocking forwards and backwards in that bra strap area. Now I'm going to just move it down towards those bottom ribs. Keep my head down, so I'm stretching over it. Keep my top leg low, then I get more of a curve on my side. And then I'm going to drag myself down. Down, down, down. Bring that ball into the armpit. And then I'm going to drag myself up. Moving myself up. And then getting it into that lower ribs, bra strap area. And then rest the head down. Lengthen those legs out. Could take my top hand over and just feel the stretch through that side. And then lengthen. And then rolling over onto the back on the ball there. Getting that head, so we just do one more, having it in the middle of the spine. Getting the head down, pushing that rib cage up, pushing the back of the head into the floor. Taking those arms like this out like a scarecrow, lengthening, pushing the back of the hands into the floor. Breathing in and then breathing out, lengthen those legs away. Hands up, so lift, pulling the tummy down into the lower back into the floor, lifting the upper body up. Yeah, okay, and then we're going to release. Release back down onto the floor again, arms overhead. So don't let the lower back give way too much. So tighten the lower back here, or tighten the tummy in the lower abdominals. Bring those arms up to the sky. Push that lower back into the floor, which pivots the up, you become like a seesaw. Lifting the upper body up over the ball, and then lower the upper body down, head on the floor, arms overhead. Relax that lower back. Try not to compress it, so you'll have to have a certain amount of engagement in the core there. Draw in the core, bring those arms up to the sky, push that lower back into the floor and lift. Good, push your lower back harder, Mum, and then release. Take yourself down, arms stay vertical, arms stay overhead. So Helen, if you want more challenge, keep your arms here. Push the lower back in the floor and lift and bring those arms over. If you want to have less challenge, you take your arms first. So take your arms up towards your feet, Jane. Jane, towards your feet, lower back into the ground, lifting. Good, and then down. And then bring those arms back overhead. I think you've got your ball too low, Jane. Bring it up to your bra strap area a bit higher. Draw in the core. So Mom, don't have the ball too high. Pull that lower back into the floor. Bring the arms up to the sky. Keep pulling and then lift that upper body up. Yeah. Yeah, and then you can come all the way up. Right. Okay, sitting on the floor, get rid of that ball out of the way. Lifting yourself up. So you pulling onto the front bottom, lifting yourself nice and vertical, arms up straight in front. Okay, drop your arms, so your left hand's on your right knee, right hand behind, turn. You should have more flexibility to turn now. Take that the chin over the left shoulder, sorry, right shoulder. Come back to the front, switch arms and turn the other way. Back round to the front, arms up in front, lowering down to flat. Lowering all the way down to flat, palms up, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Put that back of the head in the floor, drawing in the core, pushing those elbows into the ground. Lift that chest up as if someone's got their hands under your ribs there. They're pulling the upper body up towards the sky, pushing the back of the head in the floor, bum in the floor, and then release. Breathing in. On the out breath, push. Push off those upper arms, push off those elbows, lifting that chest. So we're not moving the head, we're not coming onto the back of the top of the head. We're just lifting as high as you can here, pushing the back of the head in the floor, which teaches you the posture of the neck. And then lower. Breathing in. On the out breath, push off those arms, those elbows, those hands, those forearms. Lift that chest up high, point those toes, push the back of the head hard in the ground, and then release. Breathing in. Bring the right knee in, bring the left knee in, lift the tailbone up off the floor and release. Lift the tailbone up and release. Push that right leg out straight, keep that left knee in. Lengthen, draw in the core, shoulders down and back, bring that right knee up and in without changing the spine shape and let that left leg go out straight. Pull this right knee in, stretching through that hip, breathing in, breathing out, bring that left knee in, let that right leg go out. Keeping that hip stretching, bring that right leg in, let that left leg go out. Bring that right leg over the body, pushing that right hand away. Let that right knee come to the floor, pull that right shoulder to the floor. Bring the rib cage up to the sky, breastbone up, tummy button up, turn that head, pull that right nostril down to the floor, shut the underneath eye and see what you can see. See if you can see your hand. Stretching through that core, stretching through that hip, stretching through that back, and then release that leg up into the sky, pull the knee up into the chest, neutral spine, shoulders on the ground, lower back slightly lifted, and then bring that left leg in, let that right leg go out straight. Holding, holding, holding. Breathing in, pull that left leg over the body, turn the eyes left. Breathing in, breathing out. Pull that left knee down, turn the eyes left, shut the underneath eye, see if you can see that hand. Bring the rib cage up, bring the breastbone up, turning through those ribs. And then release back onto the back. Bring both knees in. Keep the tailbone down, hugging those knees up. Have the knees apart. so that the ball can actually move in that socket, and then let those knees drift apart. They'll go away from you a little bit, arms on the inside of those inner thighs, holding those knees apart, push those knees back into the hands, breathing in, breathing out, pushing those knees into the hands. Release, let them separate. Bring those knees up into the sky. Bring those knees into the chest, hug them and release. Hug them and release. Push that right leg out straight. Bring that left leg over the body again. Turn the eyes left. Pulling the knee down, lengthening the arm. Turning through those ribs. Tummy button up. Turning through that lower back. Turning that left nostril to the floor. Good. And then release. And then bring the other leg in. One more. Left leg out straight. Right leg over. Lift that head, turning towards the right hand, pulling the right knee down, bringing the chest up, bringing the tummy button up, shutting that underneath the eye, see how far you can see. And then release. Legs out straight, arms out straight overhead, reach and stretch. Lengthen, really reach, so shoulder blades coming up towards the ears, and then pull those shoulders down towards the waist. Breathing in. Bring those arms up to the sky, bring them all the way down, and then roll over onto your tummy. Roll over onto your tummy. I'm going to swivel around so I can see you in my camera. Okie doke. So, rolling onto your tummy, forehead on the ground. So, hands are next to the forearms are parallel to the long side of the mat. Knees are down, toenails are down. Roll those shoulders up to your ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Push those forearms into the ground and lift that head up. Lift that chest away from the floor. Imagine you've got a candle under your chin. You're pulling the back of the head up to the sky. Pulling the chest away from the ground. Clenching with the bum, pushing the pubic bone down, draw the tummy in so you're trying to lift that off the ground and pull the back of the head up. So opening through that chest, that's better, Mum, good. And then release all the way down to the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out, push off those arms, lift that upper body. Looking at the end of the mat, still pulling the back of the head up. Back of the head up, ribs are on the ground, bum clenched, legs lengthened. And then release. Breathe in. Breathe out, lift and push, back of the head up, lengthen those legs. And then release. Bend that right knee, put the right hand by the bottom ribs, turn the eyes to the right, and then we're going to lift that right leg up and put it on the floor behind. Let that left arm stay bent, your left cheek is still on the floor. You're letting your left, stretching the left shoulder doing this. So keep that left arm where it was on the ground, pull the shoulder down and back, and then push that left arm into the ground. Breathing in, breathing out, release the push. Lift a little bit higher off the arm, off the right side. Push that left arm into the floor. Pushing the left arm into the ground, breathing in, keep that right leg up. Breathing out, release the push, lift that right side higher, stretch through that chest. And then swing that right leg back, let that right arm slide back up parallel to left, right leg goes straight. Realign your body, so organize yourself. Right side stays down, bend that left knee, bring that left hand to the bottom ribs. Turn the face left, so the right cheek's on the floor. Push off that left hand, bring that right foot all the way over, stretching that right shoulder. Holding yourself in this stretch, push that right arm into the ground. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. On the out breath, release the push and lift off that left side more. Now push that right arm into the ground again. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release and lift higher. And then let go. Bring the leg, left leg back over, left arm back in its original position. Straighten that right leg. Straighten that left leg. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift that upper body up, keeping the eyes looking at the front edge of the mat. Clench the bum, lengthen the legs. Pull those shoulders down away from the ears. Stretch. And then release. Keep the head on the ground. Hands and forearms up. Whole arms up. Touch that elbow down. Lift that elbow up. Touch that elbow down. Lift that elbow up. Touch the elbow down. Lift up, hold it. Lift the hands up higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those arms out like a scarecrow. Lift those arms up in the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything down. Slide those hands down around the bum. Hold the hands above the bum behind your back. Pull the shoulders back and down. Clench the bum, lengthen the legs. Lift those knees and feet off the ground. Breathing in. Lift those hands and forearms up behind you. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4. While you're pulsing, don't let the head of the arm rock forwards and down. 3, 2, 1. Lift that upper body up off the ground. So the chest is away from the floor, legs are away from the floor. You're holding on with your pubic bone and your bottom ribs. Lift those legs up for 3, 2, 1. Good. Lift those arms up for 3, 2, 1. Can you hold hands, Helen? Good. Lift the legs up for 3, 2, 1. Lift the arms up. 3, 2, 1. Release everything down. Let go of the hands, bring them back round in that pitchfork position. Breathing in, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Push the forearms into the ground, lift that upper body. Draw that tummy in, protect that lower back. Clench that bum, lengthen those legs, lift those knees and feet off the ground. Bring those arms up. Touch those arms down. Lift them up. Touch them down. Lift them. Pulse them up for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold them at 1. Lift those legs up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release everything down. Bring those hands down to the bottom ribs. Rolling those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Lift up the front of the body, lengthening those legs. Lifting up onto those thighs. Lifting up onto the knees. Tighten the thighs, lift the knees off the floor. Drop the knees, bum in the air, go back into child pose. We're going to lie on our sides. Right, lying on our sides, we're going to have both arms forwards, underneath legs straight, top leg tucked under, hands stacked. Bring that top arm all the way up into the sky, all the way over to the floor. So the difference with this is that you keep your hips stiller than when you do it the other way around. Bring those hands back together. Bring those hands all the way over and open. Take those eyes over towards those hands. Bring those hands all the way back together. So if you have your underneath eyes shut, you can see that every time you go over, you go a little bit further. So focusing on stretching through the ribs. Bring those hands back. So that's where the rotation comes from, is those ribs. Turning through those ribs. Pulling that nose to the floor, bringing those hands back together. One more, turning all the way over. And then release those legs, let them ping up. spin the hips over and turn onto the other side. Arms are stacked, underneath legs straight. Bring the top leg over, put it onto tuck it under the underneath one. Bring the top arm all the way over to open. And then all the way back. All the way over to open. And then all the way back. All the way over to open. All the way back. One more, all the way over to open. All the way back. Put that underneath arm under your head. Stack your knees so they're both bent. Hand on the top of the hip, we're going to do the clam. Lift the top knee up and lower. Up and lower. Using this bum, up and lower. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and hold it up. Hold it here. Put the left hand on the floor just to stabilize. Lift that left leg up and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in the air backwards, pulsing it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way feet together, all the way down. Lifting it up and down. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up, down, hold it, taking that leg backwards, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then taking it higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet together, lower it down. Straighten the legs, spin yourself over onto the other side. Bending those knees, support the underneath side, the underneath arm under the head. Fingers are just grabbed on the floor to hold you with your right arm. Bring that top knee up and down. Make sure you're neutral spine, you're not too curved forward. 3 and down. 4, down, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold that leg up high, pulsing that leg backwards for 8, 7, 6, 5. Knee higher, Jane. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it there, hold it high, and then pulse back for 5. Knee higher, foot lower, 4, 3. Jane, your feet should be 1 inch apart. Good. Put your feet together, lower your knees back down. Know that, put the knees back on top of each other. Okay, so we're doing 8 here. So feet stay together. We're up for 8, 7. Yeah, spin round. There you go. 6. 5. It's easier if you see me, I think. 4, 3. So keep those feet together. 2. This is the easy bit. 1. We'll do 2 more because Jane missed a few then. 1. Hold it here. Hold it up high. Right. Now keep those feet only 1 inch. Put the feet only go 1 inch apart. So we go back together, back together, back together, back together. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them here. Hold the feet apart and pulsing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet together and lower. Rub that bum. Okay. Roll over, legs straight. Roll over onto your tummy. We're going to come up onto all fours, but we'll do it via cobra. So hands on the floor by those bottom ribs. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Point the toes. Lift that upper body up, opening that chest. Push off the hands, lift onto those thighs. Push off the hands, lift onto those knees. Push that bum in the air. Go back into child pose. Stretching through that core, armpits down. And then pulling those knees apart, come onto all fours. Okay, tailbone down, back up. Tailbone up, belly down, eyes up. Right, neutral. Okay, lift yourself up onto your knees. All right, so we'll pull the roller in and we'll use that as our support. Just move that so you can see a bit more of me. Okay, so I have got my right knee on the floor and my left foot on the ground. So put the roller in front of you. So it's in between where my right knee is and my left foot is. And I can have both hands on it. Okay, so we're going to pull the crutch forward, lifting that chest up, and we glide forward a bit, keeping the body vertical. So we feel the stretch here. Jane, take your front foot forward so that your ankle is even more forward. So lead with your crutch, and then you feel the stretch down the front of this back leg. Lift it. So mum, lead with your crutch, get your shoulders back. No, shoulders back. So that I'm leaning backwards with my body and my crutch is forward. I've got an apex here, apex at my pubic bone here. So I feel the stretch through the front of that back leg, holding myself strong. Okay, I'm going to support myself with that left hand because my right knee is the back knee. I'm going to put my right arm up into the sky, breathing in. On the out breath, push that right hand higher. And feel the stretch through that right side, through that right hip flexor, stretching, breathing in, breathing out. Release. Okay, stick the bum backwards, weight on both hands on the roller here. We're going to go straight back into the same leg. Now push the bum forwards, shoulders back. Feel the stretch through that hip. Push the bottom backwards, so we bend at the hip. And now we're going to flex, extend the hip. So I'm bending here, where my hand is. I'm bending this way, so my bum is where my hand is on the inside of the bend. And I'm going to go the other way, and my hand's on the outside of the bend. So this is what we've got to do when we walk. Legs in front of us, clench the bum, push that hip forwards. Bending, leg goes on the floor. Pushing forwards into my hand here. Good, okay, both hands on the top of the roller. Push the bum back and put both feet on both knees on the floor. So your bum's back, safe position. All right, breathing in. On the out breath, put that other foot forward. So, alignment. So I'm going to put my left hand on my left hip. So at the moment, my left hand is on the inside of the bend. And then I'm going to clench and push into my left hand. So that's on the outside of the bend. Stretching, lifting up tall on that side. Bring that left arm up into the sky. Bring that left arm up, pushing that left arm up high, pushing that left knee down, pushing through that left hip, breathing in, breathing out, push that left arm up, push that left knee down, stretch through that left hip, stretch through that left side, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, bring that left hand back onto the roller. Bend that bum, push the hips backwards. So your bottom, the outside of your bum, the back of your bum is the back of the bend. Now clench the bum, push forwards. And now the inside of my hip is the outside of the bend. Sink that bottom backwards, the inside of the hip is the inside of the bend. Clench and push forward. Inside of the hip is the outside of the bend. So mum, you don't get the outside of the bend working so well. So you stick your bum back and then your hip The front of your leg is the inside of the bend. Now I want you to clench and your bum, your front of your hip becomes the outside of the bend. So really stretch, shoulders back, lean that body back. One more, bum back, bum forward. Okay, drop the bum back, bring both knees together on the floor. Okay, standing with, kneeling like this with the hands on the roller. Pull out, try to turn those thighs apart by clenching the bum. Holding here. Just bring the roller closer if you need to. Leaning, so we're going to lean over. I'm going to lift the left knee off the floor to my foot on the ground. And then I'm going to rock over onto that left knee and lift that right knee off the ground. Put it down. Keeping those hips forward. Oh, I've got cramp in my foot. Rocking over, lifting that left knee up. So I'm supporting here with my bum on that right leg. Put that right leg, the left leg down, supporting the left leg. Lift that right leg up. I'm pushing hard on the roller to lift my right leg up. My left leg doesn't like supporting. Put down, clench, lift that left leg up. Lift that body tall. Left leg down, pushing forward into the hip, right leg up. Right leg down. Drop the roller, put the bum backwards, come down onto your hands. Arching up, tailbone down. Arching down, tailbone up. Yeah, so, yeah, good. Tailbone down, back up. Stretching through that lower back, and then the other way. Right, find neutral spine. Weight is on your hands, turn the inside of the elbows forward. Breathing in, weight on that right knee. Take the left leg out straight behind. Bring that knee to the elbow. Take it out straight. Bring it in. Take it out straight. Bring it in. Out straight, bring it in, out straight, hold it there. Toe to the floor and lift. Toe down and lift. So this is what we were just doing on kneeling. Toe down and lift. Down, lift. Make sure you're inverting, you're extending and flexing the hip. One more. Bend that knee. So now we're in a neutral position of the hip. Now we're going to extend. Foot up, back to neutral. Foot up, back to neutral. Knee higher, mum. Foot up, back to neutral. Don't drop the knee below horizontal. Lift, down, lift, down, lift, down. Good. Swing that knee back onto the floor. Okay, weight over onto the left side. Take that right leg out straight, toe on the floor. Lift that leg up. Down, so toe on the floor. So these are 3 stages of flexing and extending the hip. So the hip is flexed now. We lift the leg up to horizontal. We lower it. Lift it to horizontal. Lower it. So we're going from flex to neutral. Good. One more. Good. Holding it here. I didn't do the knee to the elbow, did I? Bring the knee to the elbow. So that's flexed to straight. Sorry. Flex to straight. Flex to straight. One more. I'll do 2 more. One more. Now we've got the leg extended. We tap it on the floor, so it's a smaller range of motion, and we lift higher. Tap it, we lift it as high as we can. Tap it, lift it as high as we can. Tap it, lift it high. Keep the leg straight, mum. Good, now bend the knee. Now we go from neutral to extended. So push the foot up and back to horizontal. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Swing that leg under the knee, under the hip. Okay, tailbone down, back up, eyes down. Tailbone up, belly down, eyes up. Slide those hands forwards on the floor. So not child pose, we're going into that puppy. Pushing those forearms forward, pushing those hands away from the body, pushing those forearms into the ground, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Slide the body backwards towards the feet and lift yourself up onto all fours. Turn that tailbone down, push the back up. Turn that tailbone up, push that belly down. Keeping in this position, slide those hands forward again, so we're opening that chest. Pulling those fingers forwards on the floor, rest that chin. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Slide that body backwards towards the heels. Lift yourself up onto all fours. Turn that tailbone down. And then turn that tailbone up. Come into neutral. Resting on the left hand, bring that right arm up into the sky, pushing off the left hand, bring that right shoulder back, stretching through that right hip. Swing that right hand through under the left shoulder. And then push and lift up. And then release and come through. And then push and lift up. So this is the same as lying on the floor on the side, taking the arms over. We're just getting it in a different way. Put that hand next to the other one. Bring the left arm up into the sky. Bring that left shoulder back. Swing down under the right arm. Lift that left arm up. Shoulder back. Swing that left arm through. Swing that left arm up. And bring it back on the floor next to the other one. Turn that tailbone down, push that back up. Turn that tailbone up, bring that chest down. Find neutral. Walk those knees forward on the ground. Put those feet flat on the floor. Lengthen those legs out straight. Hold behind the thighs. Pull yourself up nice and tall. Bring your arms up in front. Put that left hand on the right knee, right hand behind and turn. See how much more you can turn. Breathing in, breathe out and turn. Come round to the front, chests up, round to the front. Good, Jane. Lift that chest up, round the other way. And then come back round to the front. Holding onto those knees, pull your body up, lift tall. Good. Look at those chests, chest up, tummy forward onto those seat bones, bring those arms up in front. Bring those arms up into the sky. Bring them all the way out wide, dust the floor. Take them up high, hold them above your head. Breathing in. Breathing out, push those arms up. Release those arms out wide. Press them on your legs and roll your shoulders. Good, well done. Very good.